Hello, everyone, and welcome to another one of our Business COVID Recovery Acceleration Series events. I'm Tarek Bakari, Executive Director of the Carolina FinTech Hub, and it's my honor to welcome you all to the second edition in this acceleration series, where we really are looking to delve into the areas of impact that many of our businesses are facing and figure out both key opinion leader views and things that they are learning in their industry verticals, in their processes and topics that you can learn from, but also other industries can learn from as well. And what startups and entrepreneurs and innovators are doing across the world in these areas as well. So you can figure out exactly the best routes for your own recovery as we all battle with these economic hardships and trying times of COVID-19 and the pandemic. Like I said, it is my honor to welcome you all. This event is put on jointly between the Carolina FinTech Hub, Plug and Play, a well-known brand in acceleration and innovation thinking across the world, and also City of Charlotte and several others. We have a packed agenda for you today. Last month in our first series event, we really focused on banking and fintech, looking at the impacts and the creative solutions that leaders are doing in the areas like digital onboarding, in risk compliance and security, and in client interactions, topics that have changed immensely from only 4 months ago. This edition, this month, we are focusing on three very large, very sophisticated topics. We are focusing on healthcare, education, and retail. And each of those could be its own day-long, week-long seminar, but we've got a short period of time to cover it. So I am going to, as a quick overview of the agenda, in a minute, hand it over to our first introductory speaker, Neda Amidi. She's the partner and global head of health at Plug and Play. And then we're going to hand it over to Elise Dashu. Elise is a friend and the chairperson of the Board of Education of Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools, a top 20 sized public school system in the nation. And then once we have words from those two great leaders, we're going to then delve into two panels with key opinion leaders, key thought leaders. At 9:10, we're going to run into the both health and retail panel discussion. It's going to be moderated by Neda, and we're going to get to hear from Razu Shrestha, Chief Strategy Officer and Executive Vice President at Atrium Health, really an innovative out-of-the-box thinker in the area of healthcare and health tech, as well as alongside Damon Hemmerdinger, Co-President of ATCO, Placemaker and Chief and Developer of Camp North End. I know many of you are joining us from Charlotte. You need no explanation of what Camp North End is or Atrium Health. If you are joining from the Plug and Play network worldwide, welcome, first of all, to Charlotte. And you're going to learn more not only about these great enterprises and institutions, but also the ways they've creatively been handling and looking towards innovations in recovering from these COVID times. After that, we'll go into an educational panel where we tie the combination not only of how has COVID impacted education, remote learning, but also how are some innovative ways that people are connecting the dots in this new virtual world. And we're going to delve into the connection between esports and STEM education and coding. And then we're going to go into our startup presentations. Each startup's going to have 8 minutes and then 2 minutes for Q&A. And those startups are going to be some of the best in the world, innovating right now for some of the new challenges that haven't existed before in these very areas that we've been discussing today. So with that being said, a couple of final housekeeping items. Submit any questions you might have using the Q&A button at the bottom of your window. And you can also use the chat feature for general questions or comments you might have. And now, without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce our first opening remark leader and thought leader, Neda, Global Head of Health at Plug and Play and a partner. Neda, please join the stage here and say a few words if you wouldn't mind.